So imagine this. You're walking through a beautiful beach in your mind. It's a lovely day, you're really enjoying yourself, but you find your feet are sticking to something. What are they sticking to? Oh, they're sticking to your head trash. All those self doubts, all those habits that don't support you, maybe hanging on to regrets, frustration, upset. That's all the head trash. And the good news is we can clear that head trash so you can really enjoy life. That mental image that you have of walking on a beach can become a reality, can become your truth without your shoes being stuck in the head trash, the limitations. Because we all want to have this desirable life of going to the beach, the mountains, enjoying life, not being a slave to our mind, our habits, this head trash. So we need to get rid of this head trash. And unfortunately, it's not only in the conscious mind, but a lot of the head trash is buried in the unconscious. And this is where I help individuals is clear out that unconscious head trash. Even the conscious head trash, maybe people aren't even aware of. Those self-doubts, those the not worthy belief, the not good enough beliefs. Because where I was completely identified with my thoughts. I am bipolar, I have multiple sclerosis, I am depressed, I have arthritis, I have migraines. I was completely identified with my labels. That was my head trash. And I got out of that by simply sitting for 5 minutes a day, learning to be here in this moment, not chasing thoughts with more thoughts, but seeing that I was not my thoughts. I was the greater essence within me, as you are, that we're all spirit, soul, consciousness, whatever it is that resonates with you. We need to slow down, to relax, and clear out the head trash. But sometimes that head trash is in the unconscious. So how do we deal with that? Well, if you sit every day, you'll discover some patterns that are happening. You'll start to reflect on life. Then you'll start to pull out that head trash. It may take a little time, but you can do it by the simple practice of being fully here. Or you can reach out to someone like myself and we can do a head trash healing session, clearing that stuff out. And I'll throw a link in here to schedule a free head trash clearing session. Because what I describe is it's hard to put into words, my process. Basically, I merge with your soul. I get into this place of oneness and I poke around, if you will, and see what's going on. Sometimes I feel those aches and pains. I have flashes, I have insights. I always share this story of the 30-year-old. I had an image flash of her being 6 years old and seeing that. One time I was connected to a loved one and they presented themselves as a 16-year-old, even though they died in their 80s. And that took some time to figure out what that image was. I wasn't I was used to seeing them at that youthful age, but I figured it out. I was like, oh, that's my aunt. Okay, there she is. And that's how we have to sort things, that we get flashes, images. Well, I get flashes, images, and we sort through that stuff. But it's not about talking. I'm not chasing thoughts with more thoughts. I may bring up a comment or two to get some clarity, but we can just clear that stuff out. We don't want to hang on to the past. We don't want to cling to the past. We want to be fully here in this moment. All of our power is right here, right now. Just like Eckhart Tolle talks about, the power of now. And Ram Dass too, be here now. It's all about being here now. In this moment where all your power is. So if you've never felt this deep sense of peace in your spirit, your soul, let's connect. Let's try that free session. That's the majority of the input that I get from people, is the feeling of deep peace, of serenity. Then they'll also have mystical experiences as well, like they're being physically touched, walking around, flashes, images. really hard to describe, and I can't explain it either. When we get into the ethers, things just happen. Ailments go away, pain goes away. Share a quick story. I was talking to a woman, a short call, 15, 20 minutes, and she had this horrible leg pain. For over a year, she had this leg pain. The doctors simply could not figure it out. They had no explanation for it. But when I was tuning into her, I was like, oh, I see what's going on. And I was able to pull that out, if you will. And after that, pulling it out, he's like, the pain's gone. Yeah, it doesn't need to be there. We can pull that out. Sometimes I don't get those quick results. Sometimes I do. We don't really know what's going to happen. And I tell my friends, sometimes it's like baking a cake. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. Sometimes it's a microwave, it does quick. And sometimes it's like baking a cake, peeling away those layers. So that's what I'm just announcing through this video, is that I do try to help everyone that reaches out to me. So we can do that initial head trash clearing session. What I typically do, I'll see where spirit wants me to focus, to tune in a little bit quicker. So I'll pull out some cards and a card or two and just say, okay, where are we going to focus today? Because the mind has all these stories, all these weeds that may be pulled out. But what's the most important weed to pull out? And that's where I go to the cards for. What's the most important weed to pull out? And if I did this right now, let's say if you're my client, it's like, I'm pulling this card out. We need to focus on this. Where are we going? We're going into the illusion today. So you have a belief, you have a story up in your mind. That's the head trash, the illusion. The mind's convincing you of something that you are not, that you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you're not deserving. I have to tune in and see exactly what's going on. But it could be a belief that's preventing you from getting a job, or a belief that's causing poor finances. But there's some kind of belief in you, some kind of story that needs to be pulled out, needs to be removed. And usually those illusion stories are really buried in the subconscious, where we're not good enough, we're not worthy, we're not deserving, and that's blocking the infinite abundance of the universe. All right, well, talk to you soon. Take good care of yourself. Realize you matter, you make a difference, and take good care of yourself.